In 1802, America faced a massive problem. Western farmers depended on the Mississippi River. Every crop shipped through the port of New Orleans. But New Orleans wasn't American territory at all. Spain controlled the city, though not for long. Spain secretly transferred Louisiana back to France. Napoleon Bonaparte now controlled the vital port. Jefferson feared French soldiers along America's border. He called New Orleans the single spot that mattered. Whoever held that port controlled America's future. Spain had also revoked America's right of deposit. Farmers suddenly couldn't store goods for shipping. Anger spread quickly across the western frontier. Jefferson sent envoys to Paris immediately. Their mission was simple: buy the city. Congress approved $2 million for the purchase. Nobody expected what would happen next in Paris. Napoleon had bigger plans than just one port. He dreamed of rebuilding a French-American empire. Louisiana would feed France's rich Caribbean sugar colonies. Haiti was the crown jewel of that plan. Napoleon sent 40,000 soldiers to crush Haiti's rebellion. Toussaint Louverture's fighters resisted with fierce determination. Then yellow fever swept through the French army. Thousands of soldiers died within just a few months. Napoleon's Caribbean empire was collapsing before his eyes. Without Haiti, Louisiana had lost its entire purpose. Napoleon suddenly needed cash more than colonies. War with Britain was about to reignite in Europe. He needed money to fund his coming armies. In April 1803, American envoys arrived in Paris. Robert Livingston and James Monroe met French officials. They only planned to negotiate for New Orleans alone. French Minister Talleyrand asked a shocking question instead. What would you give us for all of Louisiana? Livingston sat in stunned, total silence. This wasn't the deal they had prepared for. Napoleon had secretly ordered the entire territory sold. The offer covered 800,000 square miles. It stretched from the Mississippi River to the Rockies. Monroe and Livingston had no authority for this. Waiting for new instructions could take many months. Ships crossing the Atlantic took weeks each way. Napoleon could change his mind at any moment. The envoys made a bold decision on their own. They chose to negotiate the massive deal immediately. Time was working against every single side involved. Everyone knew this chance would not come twice. Negotiations moved forward at astonishing speed. Napoleon needed the money before war resumed with Britain. The final price came to $15 million total. That worked out to less than 3 cents an acre. Dutch and British banks helped finance the payment. On April 30th, both sides signed the treaty. The envoys had technically exceeded their given orders. Livingston reportedly declared, "We have lived long." He called it the noblest work of their lives. News crossed the Atlantic slowly aboard sailing ships. Jefferson finally received word in early July 1803. He was thrilled, yet also deeply conflicted inside. This deal was bigger than anything he'd imagined, and it raised a serious constitutional question. Jefferson believed strongly in strict constitutional limits. Nowhere did the Constitution mention purchasing foreign land. He genuinely worried the deal might be illegal. His advisors urged him to act quickly anyway. Napoleon might change his mind at any moment. Jefferson reluctantly set aside his own principles. He sent the treaty straight to the Senate. Federalist opponents argued fiercely against the purchase. They feared new states would weaken their power. Despite objections, the Senate ratified the treaty in October. For $15 million, the nation transformed overnight. A stroke of a pen doubled a country. No war was fought, no single shot fired. The United States instantly doubled in total size. 15 future states would eventually rise from this land. Napoleon later admitted his true motive quite plainly. This accession strengthens forever the power of America. He believed he had created a future rival power. History would prove him almost completely right. Jefferson sent Lewis and Clark to explore it. They mapped unknown rivers, mountains, and vast plains. Native nations already living there weren't consulted at all. Their ancestral homelands were sold without their voice. The purchase reshaped the destiny of an entire continent. It pushed America's future firmly toward the West. One secret deal in Paris changed everything forever. All because one desperate emperor needed fast cash. And it happened almost entirely by accident.